Imagine this. A young college student, huddled over his computer with his professor after class, plants a seed that will sprout into the 8th largest website in the world, Tripod. Before he hits 30, this student-turned-entrepreneur, Bo Peabody, not only sells that venture for a staggering $58 million but also navigates the treacherous waters of the dot-com bubble, emerging not just unscathed but significantly wealthier. The question we're tackling today isn't just about this exceptional story, but a broader one that affects every entrepreneur. Is it sheer luck or cunning intelligence that carves the path to success? Now, let's march through the tale of this maverick, Bo Peabody. As a student, he, alongside his professor, dips his toes into the uncertain waters of the internet boom by kickstarting Tripod. Shortly after his university years in 1994, he ropes in talented programmers who conjure up an ingenious software, empowering users to craft personal web pages. Come 1995, Bo hones the art of persuasion, securing a whopping $3 million investment from a venture capital firm. Just 2 years down the line, Tripod amasses 1 million members, though profits are still a mirage. Fast forward to the eve of the new millennium, and Bo makes a monumental decision: selling Tripod for shares worth $58 million in the acquiring giant, Lycos. A meticulous move, since the company's stock skyrockets during the following 2 years, a period in which Bo couldn't sell. Timing is everything. He eventually trades his stocks right before the bubbles burst. His next chess move? A strategic dive into the real estate and bond markets, further padding his fortune. What's fascinating about Bo's journey is his introspection. He acknowledges that luck favored his daring venture, yet he also recognizes that his shrewdness to spot and ride that tide of luck was equally instrumental. Bo's mantra resonates: being smart is recognizing when you're getting lucky. In the entrepreneurial cosmos, luck constellates around companies that resonate with innovation, morality, and positive philosophy. Why? These companies magnetize brilliant minds. When such minds congregate and pour their efforts into a project, luck, or let's say serendipity, tends to follow. To gauge which companies bear these lucky traits, one must peer through their missions rather than their mere business models. For instance, Google, a powerhouse today, set sail with a mission to organize the world's information, making it accessible and useful, rather than just aiming to sell ads. That noble purpose is a beacon, guiding bright individuals and creating genuine value, not merely revenue. But what does it truly take to be an entrepreneur? Is it an innate trait, or can it be learned and fostered? Bo mused on this, reflecting on his childhood days spent pushing lawnmowers for extra bucks. He always possessed a knack for launching endeavors, albeit admitting that ongoing management wasn't his forte. And therein lies a subtle truth about startups. They require not just a visionary but a manager to steer them post-takeoff. Bo shares a golden piece of advice for fellow entrepreneurs: maintain simplicity in decisions. Reject the pursuit of greatness if it slows you down. Being swift and good enough trumps slow-moving perfection. After all, survival is the name of the game in the startup world. Making it through another day equates to success. Time, the ever-elusive resource, was Bo's tight constraint at Tripod. Despite the skeptics and naysayers, Bo's sheer passion for his venture became his armor against adversity. This blind faith, this undying love for one startup, is what keeps it afloat amidst the tides of potential failure. Handling rejection, a common hurdle, is another vital skill that Bo mastered. When faced with a refusal, he'd find a way to invert it. Instead of accepting a no, he'd engage, address concerns, and turn the tide to his favor. His persistence proved indispensable, and it's a trait he believes every entrepreneur should cultivate. In an interesting twist, Bo built a persona that of the Playboy CEO, precisely because it stirred the press and the public's imagination, even as he toiled in the grind of his 100-hour work weeks. He knew the value of this image, but also the danger in starting to believe it. It was his clear-eyed assessment of the media myth around him that allowed him to let go of Tripod at just the right time. The art of deal-making and market creation was another domain where Bo shined. Convincing venture capitalists, those gatekeepers of growth, to bet on your startup demands a blend of vision selling and brutal honesty. Knowing what you don't know and confessing it can be as powerful as presenting a confident pitch. Bo Peabody's Odyssey distills into a profound wisdom for any entrepreneur. Blending your luck with intelligence is essential, and keeping your ego in check while leveraging it strategically can make all the difference. Yes, Bo was lucky, but most critically, he was wise to seize it. This story, my friends, isn't just a walk down memory lane. It's a blueprint, a strategic guide to navigate the tricky waters of entrepreneurship. We've seen how passion, persistence, humility, and intelligence fuse together to create success stories. Now, my question to you, as we wrap this journey, is this: what elements of Bo Peabody's narrative will you weave into your entrepreneurial tapestry? What stroke of luck are you preparing to smartly catch? And before we close, remember to subscribe to stay attuned to these tales of wisdom and insight. Your support fuels our shared quest for knowledge. If this narrative has struck a chord, if you found substantive value in our discourse, feel free to express it in a way that resonates with you. You'll find a way to do so right beneath in the description. So, go ahead, click that link, and invest in the wisdom that enriches us all. Imagine turning the tides of fortune in your favor, wielding power with precision and securing your legacy through the wisdom of the ages. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to unveil could quite literally hand you the roadmap to mastering your domain, just like the greatest rulers of history. Welcome to the realm of power dynamics and strategic mastery, where the line between a republic and a principality blurs, and one's agility to adapt determines their reign. To govern an ancient, hereditary state, passed down through generations, requires a subtle touch and respect for traditions. Yet, the true test of leadership surfaces when one assumes the helm of a new state. Here, the challenges multiply, and the stakes are high. The game changes when you personally oversee every detail. Consider a monarchy, an old hereditary state. To conquer such a bastion demands more than mere strategy. It demands an erasure of the old guard, a complete overhaul. This was the method chosen by Alexander the Great to clamp his grip on the Persian Empire, leaving no heir to challenge his command. But what of the lands accustomed to the sweet air of liberty? Such places need to be tamed with a heavy hand, completely crushed underfoot. For aspiring leaders, those not born into the purple, the path to ascendancy is steep yet navigable. Heed the tales of those who came before to seize their moments in the sun. Study them, be well armed both with knowledge and mettle. To maintain a firm grasp over new territories, one must establish unquestioned authority swiftly, decisively, with an iron resolve, yet also know when to unfurl the banners of benevolence. Winning the hearts of the populace is an art, a delicate dance between appeasement and fear. Forge your private army to shield you from tumults. Mercenaries' loyalty is a fickle mistress, and foreign forces fare no better. The wisdom of the classics, the nuances of warfare, the topography of one's homeland, these should be etched in a prince's mind. Wear a cloak of virtue visibly, but beneath that cloak, let the shadow of the fox be seen. To reign supreme does not always mean to be pure. Liberality leads to a kingdom's downfall and the prince's ruin. Thrift, oft misunderstood as cruelty, in fact, can be the wellspring of respect. Savvy, cunning, at times even deception, are instruments in a ruler's armory. A prince bathed in adoration might seem ideal, but beware the perils of hatred. It is better to be respected than to be loved if being loved jeopardizes the throne. Castles and battlements, magnificent as they may appear, offer false refuge. External adversaries are one concern, yet betrayal often festers from within. Leadership demands a robust primer, unwavering principles, a commitment to a definitive course. The prince must be a patron of the arts, a champion of commerce and tiller's sweat. He should lavish his people with grand spectacles, reward those loyal to his banner. Only the most competent should be enlisted in his service, their loyalty secured, their flattery spurned. Reflect upon the Italian princes, once great and mighty, their power now lost to the annals of history, not by ill luck but by their hesitation, by their failure to act decisively. Only half of our actions are guided by fate. The rest lies in our hands, a blend of diligence, caution, and valor. Fortune, that capricious deity, demands to be wrangled and bent to your will. During her rare quiescent moods, plan, fortify, and ready yourselves for her next onrush. As the last vestiges of our discourse fade into echoes, I share Machiavelli's clarion call. A leader, infused with the insights shared here, can rise to unify and free lands from the clutches of invaders. Now, let's pause for a moment of reflection. Will you align with Machiavelli's doctrine, applying ancient strategies to your modern conquests? If you found this elucidation of power and politics compelling, and you seek to cement your rule in your own empire, hit that subscribe button. Join our legion of thinkers, act on these insights, like this video to show your allegiance, and by all means, usher in your notifications bell to seize every shred of wisdom henceforth. In conclusion, if this revelation of sagacity has enriched your way of thinking, consider offering a sign of your gratitude. The link in the description awaits your discernment. Now, arm yourselves with these teachings, march forth into the world, and let us forge a realm where the strong, the wise, the calculating, and the astute lead the charge towards a glorious future.